Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Up With That, the show that brings you interesting people, places, cultures, and subcultures here in the South Bay, the San Francisco Bay Area, the state of California, and beyond. And tonight, What's Up with Cinequest's Nathan Louie? Who is Nathan Louie? And why is he such an integral part of Cinequest? Well, let me tell you a story. I've been going to Cinequest for a long time, and I have to tell you that I don't get this guy, because I don't know how somebody can be happy every day, every second. I want to know his secret. Well, tonight we're going to learn a lot about Nathan Louie, who is really a major part of Cinequest. Those of you who go to Cinequest will certainly recognize him, will certainly recognize what he wears. It's fabulous. He's fabulous. Please welcome to our show, Nathan Louie. How are you?
Great. Thank you for inviting me here this evening.
Well, we're glad you can be here. So let's start off with, who is Nathan Louie?
Who is Nathan Louie? Well, I was born and raised in San Francisco, Chinatown.
Okay.
And my father was raised in China and came over when he was a teenager. And my mother was born in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And after high school, they got married and went back to China for 8 years until the war started. And then I was born in San Francisco in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I come from.
And so, how did you get involved in Cinequest?
Cinequest, when I was teaching school, a girl was helping my classroom, and her name was Allison Suhu, and her father was a critic for the films and chooses film for Cinequest.
Okay.
And one day she asked me, "Oh, why don't you come join us?" So that's how I started being with Cinequest, just as a volunteer. And I don't know how I ended up in the front door. I guess maybe because I just ended up in the front door.
Well, I mean, you can't go to Cinequest without not seeing you. I mean, I think if I was to go to Cinequest and I didn't see you, I would say something's wrong. You know, it's like a bad omen or something. You know what I mean? But again, you know, I wanted you to say you're always at the door. You see people coming in. They're not really sure where they're going. You seem to know and treat everybody like they belong.
And they do belong. And then I have a coworker also that answer questions about films, and I usually just greet people and hand them over to whoever they need to go. And also, we try to make it a family feeling and a community feeling for people. So I help introduce filmmakers to filmmakers, or filmmakers to patrons, so they get a feeling that they're part of an organization that really cares for them.
Right, and that's, you know, and that's great. That's what they need. You know, tell me, what do you think has been the impact of Cinequest on the Silicon Valley?
I think it's a great place for people to meet. It's a very diverse culture, and many people don't get the opportunity to see that diverse culture.
Yeah, definitely.
And because we have films from all over the world and people from all over the world, they get to see a part of the world they don't normally get to see in Silicon Valley. It's pretty quiet in Silicon Valley, and this is a place where people can meet one another and enjoy a culture from another world.
So you've been involved in Cinequest for how many years did you say?
At least 15 years.
Okay. Tell me about the progression of Cinequest. What have you seen in Cinequest that's changing or emerging, or how's it, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Basically, they started out as a film festival and they were moving all around the city. And I think they finally found a place where they can say, it happens here.
Right.
And besides having the film festival, they've added other components to it. Like, for instance, they have young people's filming, and they have also tried to expand the films that people bring and willing to sell it to the community. And also, they have a place where they have parties where people can make connections.
Right.
That's where it's coming to. And it's wonderful that this is all happening after 21 years. So
Right.
we're so happy that it's happening in San Jose, because this is a good place where people can really enjoy the venues, and it's close by. You don't have to
Yeah.
go too far to get to the venues. Yeah.
Well, and that's a great thing about Cinequest. You brought up a very important part about Cinequest, is that it's all within walking distance.
Right.
You know, and all the venues, you know, the parties are cool. That's like the best part. Well, it's not the best part. The films are the best part. But the parties, you know, I think what it's doing for San Jose is opening up the people's awareness of all the stuff that's around them. You know, what did you say to me earlier about your perception of San Jose? That's important.
When I first arrived in San Jose in 1966, people used to call it the armpit of the bay. Like there's nothing happening here. Even my relatives wouldn't come down to San Jose. I would have to go up to San Francisco. And it has changed a lot since then. It used to have a thriving downtown, and it fell apart. And then they started building it up, and with all the new condos and all the new restaurants, and the film festival brings that life back together again for downtown. It's like one of our venues at the California Theater. That's just a beautiful place to have the opening and closing ceremony. And also we have for the other festival that I'm working with, we've used the museum as part of the festival opening night or closing night there. And that's just a wonderful place to be there too.
Right, and the organ player.
Right. It's just such a wonderful experience that doesn't happen anywhere except in the California Theater and maybe at the Castro Theater. But all around, those places are being closed up, and our culture is being brought back alive because of the organ player. And for 2 hours, he just plays the music for the silent film, and it's just wonderful. I don't know how he does it.
I mean, that's another amazing thing about Cinequest too, is the silent film, because that's a whole different experience that someone in my generation would never ever have the opportunity to experience like that. Cinequest offers that.
Right.
But see, you're the key in this, because you're the one that guides everybody, and really, you play a very important part in this whole process.
I just enjoy doing it because, first of all, I probably am a people person, and it's
you
like...
think?
And besides...
a little bit, just a little bit.
And besides, the community comes here, and we feel like a community. And it's nice to see friends come back over and over again, or the new people coming in, and it's just a wonderful setting for people to meet one another.
And I think you mentioned the key component there, community. I think that's what Cinequest does, is it brings the community together that normally would not come together.
Right. Because...
And you facilitate that.
Well, thank you.
All right, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back to talk more with Nathan Louie. So we'll see you in a second.
Hi, I'm Sarah Puckett, Curator of Art and Photography at History San Jose. I'd like to invite you to come out to History Park and check out our exhibits, ride a trolley, bring your picnic lunch, and have lunch in the shade. There's a number of historic and reconstructed buildings on view. There's 2 galleries. Check out our website for more information, historysanjose.org.
Hi, my name is Susie Moon, and I work for Cinequest Film Festival. I wanted to share with you about all the great films that matter, the film and technology forums that really give you the inside scoop of all the great technology and filmmaking out there, and as well as the Maverick Spirit guests, who are the highlights of our festival. We want you to come and have fun, meet new friends, and just enjoy your time. And you can check out our website for more information.
Σήμερα θα ήθελα να μιλήσω για την σύγχρονη βιντεοκάμερα, που είναι ένα θαύμα υψηλής τεχνολογίας, η οποία επιτρέπει...
Is shooting good video all Greek to you? How would you like to learn about all the latest video cameras? We have just what you need. In just 3 hours, you'll be shooting your own video with state-of-the-art cameras in a workshop we made just for you. This workshop is provided by KMVT Community Television. To learn more, contact us at the phone or website on your screen.
Hi, my name is James. I'm with teammatthew.org. I'm here to tell you that there are thousands of people suffering with leukemia today, and I'm urging you to actually help out in any way that you can. You can register to be a bone marrow donor, which is the most important thing you can do. You can help volunteer with our efforts, or you can spread the word to other people so they can get them to volunteer. You can learn about more details at our website, teammatthew.org. So I urge you to go out there and save a life. It's one of those things where it won't take too much time from your day.
All right, welcome back to What's Up With That. We're here with Nathan Louie from Cinequest. And you know, I have my ADD thing going on as usual because, I start looking at stuff and, when I see stuff, I like, and I was looking at this thing and I just saying, ching ching. It's awfully cool looking. All your stuff is cool looking, and I think that's kind of what you're known for, as well as being a great greeter. A styler, okay? Yo, a styler, brother. I mean, people come and they're like, and I actually think of myself, I said, well, what's the guy, because I didn't really know your name before, what's he going to be wearing tonight? So why don't you tell me a little bit about, first of all, let's start off with what you're wearing tonight.
Yeah, this is an outfit from the Beijing Opera, and I've gone to Beijing several times and I've seen them, and I really enjoy, I'm not a scholar of Beijing Opera, but I just love how they hand sewn every little detail on here. And also when I get to Hong Kong, I also get to buy my outfits like the one behind you or that one, and I just enjoy greeting people with something unusual, and they can remember me because of that. And it's just a wonderful way to greet people, and being that we're not always in an Asian culture, people can see something that's from my culture.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And these are the hats I got in Beijing Opera stores, and I really enjoy having them, and I like to share it with people. That's what I do.
Yeah, and I'd like to have one too.
Would you like to try it on?
You know what? At the end of the show, I think I will, because it's pretty cool. So, your inspirations for your outfits, I mean, because you have so many of them. Do you follow a theme, or you just kind of say, this looks kind of cool?
Probably, when I was a school teacher, I used to wear tuxedos and things like that for school plays and things like that. So I started with those, and then I just pick out something for the day, and that's what I do. I have no plans for it unless it just happened to have some special occasion that I will wear something that's unusual.
Except, I bet you opening night. Let's talk about opening night. Come on now, we know how that goes.
Yeah, well, that was my opening night outfit. I was dressed up in white. So it was fun. I usually get an outfit in Hong Kong, and I get ready for the next year.
And I bet that you get a lot of people who want to take a picture with you, right? Does that ever get annoying?
No, it's fun.
I'm glad you said that.
It's fun being at Cinequest. It's a place where people can have fun and enjoy one another's company.
So, your hats, all the stuff, do you make any of your stuff?
Well, I mix and match my things. I usually purchase them, but I don't make anything. I just enjoy wearing them. Yeah.
So you're just like walking down the street and you see something interesting and you wonder to yourself, what's up with that hat?
Yeah, it's beautiful because it fits the outfit that I have on. You know, it's part of the emperor's outfit. So
okay.
Yeah.
So now you have the emperor's outfit. Do you take on a role?
When I wear this outfit, no, I just my role is greeter. So I just there's no role to it, but except I use my outfit to make the place a happy place, a fun place to be.
So there's no Stanislavski method approach to no. No. Okay. But you do it so well. So
well, thank you.
Like I said, I have to keep saying this because it sounds redundant, but you're always smiling. And I come to Cinequest sometimes, it's been pouring rain, you know. I get there though, don't get me wrong, they have great films and stuff. But I'm like, how can this guy be, just pouring wet, soggy, my clothes are all nasty.
I think that the film festival generates an excitement for everyone. Even if it's pouring rain, and they come because they're excited to see some films, and that just having the crowd that generates excitement on my part, and it makes me feel that here it's happening in San Jose.
Exactly.
What a great thing happening, because people
It is great. I mean, there's no denying that.
Otherwise, they won't get the opportunity to see all these wonderful films and meet all these wonderful directors and actors. Yeah.
So Nathan, how long did it take you to get really comfortable with just greeting anybody?
Wow. I think being a former educator,
no problem.
No
right?
problem. We have to be talking all the time. Have to be meeting parents all the time.
That's always fun, huh?
Yeah, right.
We could share stories about that one. You've been in you are Cinequest to me actually, because I like I said, I would feel weird if you weren't there. I said something's not right here. What is your absolute favorite part of Cinequest?
My absolute favorite part of Cinequest.
Yeah.
I think because it happens every year, it brings a new feeling to the community that something's happening. And as people come through the door, see the film or closing night, I think just the whole experience is my favorite part. If it didn't have all the components of it, it wouldn't be any fun. I think this last year, they tried to, or the last 2 years, it's more than just a film festival. It's experiencing, meeting people, and coming together as a community. So I think that's the best part, because they're coming to a point where they can really provide a service to the community.
Right. Well, yeah, with the workshops, with the youth programs, and all the kinds of things. This is a little bit of a side. So, what do you do for the rest of the year? I mean, do you have a day job? Do you just...
First of all, I'm a retired school teacher. About 5 years ago, I started studying Mandarin on the San Jose State campus. And I have a tutor every day to help me with the language, because I'm a native speaker for Cantonese, and that's street language. But since Silicon Valley became a place where all the people from Taiwan or Beijing coming over, I feel a little lacking because I can't greet people in their native tongue. So I've been doing that. Like I mentioned earlier, San Jose State also brings in a large group of Chinese government officials every 6 months, every 3 months, and I help volunteer there too. So between that and besides, on the weekends, I still volunteer at Camera 12.
Woo, I'm
3 days a week
here
to do greeting at the front door there also.
Well, wow. But you're right though. I mean, and education's a great thing. Pretty soon you'll be a teacher there. You watch. They'll be asking you to do something else. So, when you look at Cinequest, which we'll get back to this question in just a second, we're going to take another short break and perhaps look at some photos of some of your wild and crazy outfits. So viewers, get ready for this. This is some really cool stuff, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. The man is styling, okay?
Well, thank you.
Check it out. Now, you see what I mean. Pretty cool stuff. And every day something different. So I'm just imagining that your house, you must have a closet, or I mean, a lot of closet space, right?
That's not true. As a matter of fact, I brought something here for you today. This is my Victorian home in downtown San Jose. And it's a crystal that's been lasered in with my house there. And as you know, Victorian homes have very small closets. So I just have to arrange them so that I can fit them in there. But I don't have large closets.
Wow.
Yeah.
So all these years, 15 years at Cinequest, the very fondest moments you can remember. Go back memory lane.
Memory lane. Gee. I think just the everyday contact with my neighbors and friends, that's my fondest memory, because it just brings the community together. And I think in my childhood, I've always had a sense of community in Chinatown. And when I was being brought up in Chinatown, I had a community center I would go to. But San Jose doesn't have that opportunity except at the movie theater, at the film festival.
Right.
So I think that part is important
Yeah.
for me.
And that's true what you said about San Jose too, because San Jose has a feeling of a giant suburb.
Right.
You know, when I fly around places, I'm not knocking it. I love San Jose.
And the Cinequest is the focal point. And when you bring people together, it's just a real nice place to be. And that's my fondest memory of Cinequest, I think.
Okay, so on the opposite, what is perhaps the strangest situation you can remember at Cinequest?
Oh, strangest situation. I can't remember anything because every day is a joyous occasion for me. So nothing is strange. Except for one time, we had the popcorn and the camera 12 was burning over, and we had to shut the theater down for like half an hour or so. But that might be considered a strange thing. Otherwise, it's a pretty nice place to be. Yeah.
Except for some of the stranger films, right?
Right, that too, right. Yeah.
One thing that I like, I'll actually tell you my strangest experience at Cinequest. I still remember it was an opening night. It was the opening night of The Namesake. And there was something wrong with the audio.
Oh, okay.
And it was just weird because we were watching the movie and, you know, all of a sudden... And the audience got mad because they were like, stop the movie and start it over again or whatever. Not start it over again, but, you know.
And I know they painstakingly set up the theater, have preload periods, check out the sound system, but things do happen.
Well, yeah,
I guess.
of course.
So, yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's just the way it is. Yeah. So what happens, and I don't know if this is a responsibility of yours or whatever, but when they train the people, I assume the volunteers get some kind of training, whatever. How do they train the volunteers for people in an audience that might be talking or rambunctious or booing or, you know, people get weird. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know many myself, but there are a few out there.
I think most of the volunteers are mature enough to handle situations like that. And even in the high school volunteers, I think they can also ask the theater manager for help, but there's always somebody there helping one another.
Okay.
And like I also have partners that I work with so that in case anything happens, we can always solve the problem immediately.
Right.
But I think it's generally so well organized.
Right.
For the last few years, I can't believe it, but our volunteers has gone up tremendously. It
Which
used
is
to be
Go ahead.
yeah, it usually was a small group of people, but now we get hundreds to come for the training for Cinequest, which is great because the community recognizes that this is the place that we need help. This is a place where things are happening. So I'm so happy for volunteers.
Yeah, and the volunteers, what people don't understand is that volunteering means you also get to see some really killer films, you know, super good films. And so, yeah, it would seem like something that I would think, okay, that you would like to volunteer for. What do you do when you have somebody come in and they're like totally blitzed?
I haven't had an experience like that. But when people have problems, like they lost their ticket or something like that, I try to help them through to get to where they need to go.
Never had like the no?
No, I don't. Because it's a pretty sophisticated situation where people come to, and most of the people are very well educated and love films, and they're just friendly. Yeah.
So, okay, so do you see a lot of films yourself, or you?
I don't.
I know, because I've never seen you inside. I said, you know, wow, that's dedication. He's out there at the door. It's like 24/7. I don't even know. Do you take a break?
Well, luckily, I have partners to help me out. But you know, if I want to borrow the films, I can do that beforehand or after too, because most people leave the CD for the organization to take a look at. So I have that opportunity, and also my coworker tell me what films that are good, and so that if I really want to see it, I can have a chance to go see it. But it's usually a full-time job of greeting people there because there's so many people coming. Like this last year, we had 91,000 people coming to San Jose downtown, which is great. And I think they said there was like 80,000 last year, and it jumped up 10%. Yeah.
Okay, so another big component. We don't have a whole lot of time left for the show, but there's one thing I did want to kind of cover. There's the celebrity component at Cinequest because they always have, you know, the Maverick Award and all that stuff. Do you get a chance to meet these people?
Yeah, they come through the door, and that's where I get to meet them. Or when Houghton or Kathleen introduce me to, or somebody introduces me, I do get to see them because they're always coming through the door.
Right.
And I'm probably the first one to get to meet them anyway. And they like to take pictures with me because I'm dressed up in such a nice outfit. So I do get to meet and talk to them. And then also, like I said, there's the parties, and I get to see them there too. So there's no problem of meeting them.
Well, that's really cool for you, though, if you think about it, because one of the memories that they'll have with Cinequest is you.
Oh, well,
know?
thank you.
So, any favorite actor that you've met, or someone that just struck you as someone that was extremely humble? None?
No, they're all very humble. I'm just trying to think who. I can't think of a name right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I
That's
see
cool.
so many. Yeah.
All right. So you said you do other festivals. We have to wrap this real quickly, but give me an example of another festival that you work at.
Oh, I have helped out with the Jewish Film Festival. I help out with the Asian American Film Festival, which is part of San Francisco, coming down here to San Jose for 3 days. So I help with those also. Yeah.
And do you wear this?
For the Chinese one, I do.
Yeah,
actually,
that makes sense.
I can wear anything I want. So it's just what I feel for the mood for that particular day, right?
Okay, so quickly, any final thing you want to say to the audience?
Well, I hope everyone gets a chance, if they haven't been to the film festival, come down and enjoy it, because it's an opportunity of a lifetime to see some unusual film that will broaden your mind out, to understand the world as it is, as what the artists want to tell us about. So that's the important part, because where else can you see wonderful films except at Cinequest?
And you're so right. All right, thank you so much for coming on the show. And to our viewing audience, I hope you go to Cinequest. And you know, it's something here in San Jose that only happens once a year. Be a part of this town. And to our viewing audience, as always, if you're walking down the street and you see something interesting and you wonder to yourself, hey, what's up with that? Well, tune into our show, What's Up With That? Maybe you'll find exactly what you're looking for. We'll see you next week in What's Up With That. Good night, everybody.